Throughout history, charity has helped desperately poor people to eat and stay warm. At the start of the Victorian era, however, a new rule came into place. No one could get help unless they went to live in a workhouse. People were terrified of ending up there. It was seen as shameful to be poor, and the government made it a brutal place to ask for help. Let's take a look at exactly how they did that. Firstly, when a family entered the workhouse, they were split up, and women, men and children had different living and working areas. They could even be punished if they tried to speak to one another. Anyone who entered a workhouse had to give up everything they owned and wear a uniform. This meant that everyone knew they were poor and lived in a workhouse. They also weren't allowed to leave without permission. If they did, they could be arrested for stealing their workhouse uniform. Everyone had tough jobs. Men chopped wood, broke stones, or worked in the fields. Women would scrub walls and floors, do laundry, and sew. Children were sent out to work in factories. They all had to work from the moment they got up to the moment they crashed into bed at night. Speaking of beds, the living conditions were terrible. They slept in long rooms, squashed together, with no space and very little light. Children were locked inside their room at night without a toilet, so if they had to go inside their room. On top of all that, the food was tasteless and the same day after day. The most common food was gruel, made from a mixture of water and oatmeal. They were also often given bread and cheese. There was rarely any meat or fruit. In many places, second helpings were forbidden, and you were made to miss a meal if you broke one of the rules. So you see, even though the workhouses helped, it was only just enough help to survive. The work was backbreaking, the food was meager, and the place was cramped, dim, and dirty. Workhouses seemed designed to punish people in poverty, and they were often thought of as prisons for poor people. As we end this video, here's something for you to consider. A child in a workhouse would be split up from their family, be given barely enough food to survive, and be made to work until they dropped. How do you think they would have felt? Until next time, that's that.